All right, you guys, let's go ahead and let's get into this Boston Celtics versus the Milwaukee Bucks. This game will take place at 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday night. Line opened up at over under 228. Milwaukee +1. Right now, the over under is set at 228 still, and now it's Milwaukee +2. All right. So when you're looking at these two teams, you look at first thing you want to look is the injury report. All right. And on the injury report, who's popping? Well, for Boston, you got Stevens is doubtful. Al Horford is questionable with left big toe sprain, and it's unknown if he'll be in the lineup on Tuesday night versus the Bucks. And Jason Tatum is probable, sat out the last contest with right knee contusion, but it's expected that he will battle the Bucks on Tuesday. All right. Whereas the Milwaukee Bucks injuries, you got the usual suspects: Galloway out, Beauchamp out. Chris Middleton was forced from the previous contest with a mouth injury, but it is anticipated that he will play against the Celtics on Tuesday night. Patrick Beverley is probable as well. Beverley has been held out the last 3 games with a left ankle injury, but it's likely he'll also face off against the Celtics on Tuesday night. And Giannis is questionable. Giannis is dealing with tendinopathy in his left hamstring, leaving his status up in the air against the Celtics. Now, the whole thing about that is that right now in the NBA standings and this playoff battle right now, you got Milwaukee sitting in the second spot in the East. All right. And you got Boston sitting in the first. Now, Milwaukee can't catch Boston, but it can be caught by Cleveland. They're only up 2 games on Cleveland right now. So Milwaukee really desperately needs this game. I mean, desperately. All right. Because you're talking about, Boston Celtics team. We'll start with them. All right. The Boston Celtics are coming off wins over the Pelicans, Hornets, Thunder, Kings, and Trailblazers. All right. Whereas the Milwaukee Bucks are coming off losses to the Wizards, Grizzlies, Raptors, and the Knicks. All right. We're talking about 3 of the worst teams in the NBA. Literally the lottery picks. Everybody I just named minus the Knicks, most likely will be in that top 5 lottery pick, man. So when you're on a streak like that, you got to find a way to pull yourself out of it. But let's go ahead and let's see what these two teams have been doing head to head. All right. Head to head, Boston runs this series 7-3 straight up. Against the spread, Boston also leads this series 6-4 ATS, and it's gone 6 to the over, 4 to the under. These teams have played 3 times this season. Boston won twice at home, and Milwaukee won the one time they were at home. The last time they played was March 20th. The score was 122 to 119. All right, and Milwaukee was getting 10 points. The game went over to 226. All right. Now, when you're talking about these two teams, all right, and how they've been actually playing situationally, okay, you're talking about a Boston Celtics team that, as an away favorite, is 18, 17, and 3 against the spread, whereas Milwaukee, as a home underdog, is 2-1. All right, and if you're looking when it comes to who these two teams have been playing in these last 10 games, man. All right, and why their spreads why they've been covering the spreads that they've been covering. You're talking about a Boston Celtics team that's 8-2 straight up in the last 10 games they played. They're 4-5-1 against the spread though, and they're 8 to the over and 2 to the under. Last 3 teams this team has played, well, they're on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 game win streak. But the last 2 games they played, 2 of the last 3 games they played, they either pushed or they lost when it comes to against the spread. And those last 3 games were Portland, Sacramento, and OKC. They pushed with Portland. They lost to Sacramento against the spread. They covered against OKC. All those games were home games. The last road game that they played, they did not cover. They were giving up 18 to Charlotte. Now, that was on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 game road trip. So take that as you will. And as far as how many games they played in 4 nights. This will be the 3rd game in 4 nights. So they have been playing a decent amount. Fifth game in 7 nights. Yeah, that's a lot of games. or third, yeah, fifth game and fourth game in 7 nights, third game in 4 nights. All right, so there's a lot of games, man, they've been playing. As of late, they just played on the 7th. So when you come over and you look at Milwaukee, you're looking at a team that's 3-7 straight up in the last 10 games they played. All right, and they're also 3-7 against the spread. They're 6 to the over, 4 to the under. All right, in the last 10 games they played. All right, so they've been playing a lot of games to the over, man. Pay attention to the trends, and look who they've been losing to. Like I said, they're on a 4-game losing streak with 3 of the worst teams in the NBA on the list of all those games, man. Like you cannot continue to lose like that. All right, so when we look at over under right now in this current situation, all right, Boston as an away favorite, they're 20 to the over, 18 to the under. Whereas Milwaukee, as a home underdog, is 2 to the over and 1 to the under. All right. So once again, you see it's leaning to the over, like a heavy lean to the over. But let's just look at the last 3 games. Last 3 games, all right, Boston's averaging 120 points per game. They're giving up 102.3. Whereas Milwaukee is only averaging 107 points per game, and they're giving up 116.7. Man, so this, like, what is going on with Milwaukee? All right, like, I'm really trying to figure this out, because you fire your coach in the middle of the season, and then after you fire your coach in the middle of the season, you go get Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers is trying to put something together out there, but dang, where are you at? All right, what's like? I'm not even gonna get on that tangent, man. Let's keep going. So then now let's talk about where we rank right now offensively. Boston's got number 2 offense in the NBA versus Milwaukee's number 22 defense in the NBA. Milwaukee also has the number 4 offense in the NBA, but Boston counteracts that with the number 5 defense in the NBA. Now, so when you're looking at these 2 teams right now, and you're talking about where they're sitting at, okay, the Boston Celtics have lost each of their last 6 games at physical form following a win. The Celtics have failed to cover the spread in each of their last 6 road games against opponents who are on the first leg of a back-to-back, and each of the Celtics' last 6 games against Eastern Conference opponents have gone over the total points line. Whereas with Milwaukee Bucks have lost each of their last 4 games, like I keep telling you. All right, the Bucks have failed to cover the spread in each of their last 4 games, and 5 of the Bucks' last 6 games against Eastern Conference opponents have gone over the points total, man. So my lean for this game would have to be, if we're talking about the spread, and I would have to lean Milwaukee, because I just believe that they need to try to win a game. But that's not what I'm playing. All right. As far as the total's concerned, I'm definitely locking in the Celtics over their total points. I'm gonna put them in over 113.5. You can get that right now, minus 135 over at Hard Rock, man. Like, that's where I'm going with. I believe that is the play. I also, if I was gonna actually play the game, okay, like, and I was gonna play the line, all right, I would probably have to look at the first half, okay, and just looking at Boston's 1-2 against the spread in the first half of the last 3 games that they played, whereas Milwaukee is also 1-2 in the last 3. All right. Then when you look in the last 5, Boston's 1-4 against the spread in the first half, whereas Milwaukee is 2-3. So yeah, I'm not looking at the first half on this one. It would only be Milwaukee or nothing if I was going to play the line, but I'm not. I like Celtics team total over 113.5.